Dear students, welcome to virtual classroom of Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai. I am Sri Kumar. The class is for 10th standard students. Subject is mathematics. Let me begin the class.
Dear students, we are continuing with the same chapter, quadratic equation, where we are going to deal some practical situation or in day-to-day life where quadratic equation can solve the problem. Here is a question: a tank fills completely in 2 hours if both the taps are open. If only one tap is open at the given time, the smaller one takes 3 hours more than the larger one to fill the tank. How much time does each tap will take to fill the tank completely? You can pause the video and read the question once again. The data given are very important. I am just marking it. 2 hours if both taps are open. That is the time taken by the taps to fill up the tank. So there are 2 taps. Let one be the larger tap and it takes its own time. It takes its own time. We can mark it as X hours. And it is also given that the smaller tap takes 3 hours more. So naturally the smaller one will be taking 3 hours more than the time taken by larger one, means X plus 3 hours. We can write it like that. So X hours for larger tap, X plus 3 hours for smaller tap. This we can think. Another information given is that if both are kept open, the tank will get filled in 2 hours. That is another information given. More than that, we have an idea about how this process happens. If X hours it takes almost 1 upon X, it fills almost 1 upon X part of the tank in 1 hour. That means amount of water filled in 1 hour by larger tap. If we think, it will be equal to 1 upon X part of the tank. Correct? So let me write that also. Larger tap can fill in 1 hour, it will fill 1 upon X part of the tank. And the same if you apply in the case of smaller tap, in 1 hour it will fill up 1 upon X plus 3 part. Correct? This is a basic knowledge we have, basic idea we have. But another thing is that this is about 1 hour if larger tap fill up 1 upon X part and smaller tap fill up 1 upon X plus 3 part of the tank. It is already given that both together takes 2 hours to fill up completely. That means 1 hour naturally the tank should fill up half. This common sense should help us to go further. That means in 2 hours it fills completely if both taps are open. That in 1 hour naturally it will fill up half the tank. So the part of the tank filled by both larger tap and smaller tap in 1 hour, which we got as 1 upon X and 1 upon X plus 3, together will be filling the tank half. So we can write 1 upon 2 is equal to 1 upon X part plus 1 upon X plus 3. If you get this idea or this kind of idea, when the problem comes, your problem will get solved. So you have to read the question again and again and equate it in your mind, then bring it to the paper. So when we rearrange it or recalculate, 1 upon X plus 1 upon X plus 3 is equal to half. So if we try to solve it, the LCM will be X into X plus 3 and we can write the denominator as X plus 3 plus X. Okay, simply we will solve it now to find out. Okay, then what actually we got the idea from both together take 2 hours to fill up, and individually 1 hour, how much part of the tank it will fill up, that we calculate. I am rewriting it again. 2x plus 3 upon x square plus 3x is equal to half. You know how you got it? X plus 3 plus x, I wrote it as 2x plus 3 and in the denominator x into x, x square, x into 3, 3x. Now this is equal to 4x plus 6 equal to x square plus 3x. Further it can be rearranged in a quadratic equation format like x square. For x and 3, the difference is minus x. Minus 6 is equal to 0. And now we can solve it by applying the principles of solution for quadratic equation. We can split the middle term and proceed, in which you are an expert now. That is x square minus 3, 2s are 6, so 3 and 2 will solve the problem. Minus 6 is equal to 0. That means x into x minus 3 or again x minus 3 inside means 2 into x minus 3 is equal to 0. So either x plus 2 must be 0 or x minus 3. That means we are trying to find out x can be either 3 or minus 2. Okay, and we know that at the beginning we kept x as the time taken by the larger tap to fill the tank, and it should be positive because it is time. So the 3 hours is the correct answer. So larger tap will take 3 hours. Naturally the smaller tap will take 3 hours more as per the question, plus 3 hours given in the question. So naturally it will be smaller tap will take 3 plus 3, 6 hours. And thereby we got the answer. This is the answer. So my dear students, the main thing is striking an idea how to solve it. Here the time taken together, time taken individually. Individually we assumed and together it is given. In the assumption, naturally there will be unknown values that we will sort out with the help of our knowledge of linear equation and quadratic equation and other arithmetic action. We can check the answer also. If you wish to check the answer, we said that if it is 3 hours, 1 upon 3 will be filled in 1 hour, 1 upon 6 will be filled in 1 hour by both taps together. It will be 9 upon 18, which is equal to 1 upon 2. So this became true that half tank will be filled in 1 hour. That means full tank will be filled in 2 hours. So earlier our assumption 1 upon x plus 3 proved. Here is another question. The distance between Akola and Bhusawal is 168 km. An express train takes 1 hour less than a passenger train to cover the distance. Find the average speed of each train if the average speed of the express train is more by 14 km per hour than the speed of the passenger train. Pause the video, read the question thoroughly, think about it, then continue with the video. Certain informations are given and it is a beautiful sum, practical sum. It is given that the distance between Akola and Bhusawal is 168 km and express train takes 1 hour less than this passenger train. Passenger train goes slowly. And it is also given that express train is having a speed more 14 km per hour than the passenger train. So let us assume something. Distance given as distance between Akola and Bhusawal. 1 second. And we are asked to find out the speed of each train. So we need to assume. Let us assume the speed of passenger train. Speed of passenger train as x. We will assume like that. Okay. Let us assume. Okay, and in that case the speed of express train, we can say that x plus 14 km per hour. Let me write that also, that of express train. Right? 14 to be added to the speed. X will be a number, we know that. So 14 will be added. Another interesting thing is there is a 1 hour difference between the time taken, which is a clue for us to go ahead. We know that speed is equal to distance upon time. That means time taken will be calculated accordingly. Distance upon speed. Time required for passenger train is equal to time. We write distance upon its speed. Correct? That is the time taken by passenger train. Let me go to next page. There is no space here. Remember that we are calculating the time required and equating the time of both passenger train and express train now. And that of express train, (168 km), the speed is x plus 14 km per hour. So this will be the time. Now you can create an equation comparing both, because we know that there is a difference of 1 hour. So that we will make use of here. 168 upon x, if it is that of passenger train, that will be more time because express train is having more speed. So this will have the second part will be smaller, less time taken. So time taken by the passenger train minus time taken by the express will be equal to 1 because it is given. 1 hour is the difference. So we will equate it with 1. right? Now in this case, because this is given in the question, the difference between the time taken. Now we know that only x is unknown quantity. We will try to create an equation using this x. We will take LCM of the denominator, x into x plus 14, and the numerator will write 168x, right, and plus we will not be multiplying 168 with 14 now. Better simply write it as 168x plus 168 into 14. We'll solve it later. Then minus 168x, so that will get cancelled also, is equal to 1, right? Okay. We took the LCM and done the cross multiplication. Now in the next stage we can cancel 168x and minus 168x, and what will remain is 168 into 14 equal to x into x square, x into 14, 14x plus 14x. Okay, now it is coming in track. We have to multiply 168 into 14, which will be a quite big number. Let me multiply x square plus 14x, just left right inversion we will be doing, minus the number which we have got. It is equal to 2352 on multiplication. I did it myself, just copied it. This is the equation. Now we can find out 14x. In order to split 14, we need to know the fractions of 2352. That also I will work out and will directly put here 2352 to be factorized. We will write x square 2352, no? Okay, got it. X square plus, instead of 14x, we will write the split of it, 56 and 42, correct. 56 and 42 will help us to solve it. We need 14x, so we will write 56 positive and negative 42. Okay, then the 2352 will be as it is there, is equal to 0. Now we know how to do further. X plus 56 we have to separate out. Okay, so either minus 56, okay, no problem, and 42. In the case of 42 we will be having this, right. Now the answer can be in such a way that either x plus 56 should be 0 or x minus 42 should be 0. That means it will be minus 56, which cannot be the speed of a train. You know that negative cannot be the speed. तो गाड़ी जाएगा ही नहीं. तो x plus 56 is equal to 0. नहीं तो x minus 42 is equal to 0. That means minus 56. One answer. Another answer is plus 42. So, sorry, minus 56. So minus 56 nahi ho sakta because it is negative. Speed cannot be negative. So the answer is 42. We got the speed of the passenger train. बस हो गया काम. So we'll write here, but it cannot be negative, so we take our answer as 42. Right? ये लिखना ज़रूरी है. So x is equal to 42 in this case. And going back, we can check this also, or we can simply substitute the value there in the question given. Here we got x as, where is it? Yes, 42 kilometer, and plus 14 kilometer is extra speed. Naturally, it becomes 56. Okay, that is the answer. My dear students, this kind of interesting questions will be there in the board exam again and again. Another situation, when the son will be as old as his father, the sum of their ages then will be 126 years. When the father was as old as his son is today, the sum of their ages was 38 years. Find their percentage. Interesting sum. Thoda twist hai. Son will be as old as father today, then sum is 126. When father is son's age, the sum is 38. Very special type of sum. Okay, let me go a little slowly and clearly. Let son's age today be x, and the connection is not given between son's age and father. So father's age we have to assume separately now y. Now the question says that when the son will be as old as his father today, the sum of their age will be 126 years. Thoda tricky hai. And secondly, father is old as his son today. Both are connected with today. One time with father, one time with son. So that is very special and interesting. So I need to create a special situation here. Let me write in detail, then it will be easy for me to explain or you to understand. The difference between father's age and son's age as on today must be y minus s, and it will be always same. That difference will same. Difference will remain same throughout life. दोनों को साथ में बढ़ेगा, साथ में कम हो जाएगा. So difference is y minus x. Please note that. So that difference is to be added to become son's age equal to father's age. So son's age plus that difference. This is what I did. Son's age plus difference between son's age and father's. So son will reach to father's age. So what will happen to father? Father's age is already y. For him also that increase will be there. So we have to write father's age, which is y now. The difference between son's age and father's age will be added to that also. And it becomes 126. This is the beauty of the sum. Why? Because y minus x is the difference. That difference has to be added to son's age so that his age will become that of father. And father's age also that much will be increased. If I restructure this, x plus y minus x, then plus y, all are addition, subtraction, there is no multiplication. So you can totally add it, in fact. Correct? Right. This way it will come. You can pause the video and count x here, x minus x दोनों 0 हो गया, तो बाकी minus x बाकी है. Here is a y, is a y 2y plus one more y, 3y. Okay, I wrote it separately, but it is totally like that. 3y minus x is equal to 126. This is the first equation I can say. Chalo. Okay, so this we got. उससे काम नहीं होगा. Only an equation we got. Now the second situation. Father's age should go back to son's age. So that difference again should be subtracted from father's age, that much to be subtracted. From son's age, that much difference. The difference is same again. That is the beauty of the sum. So we have to think in that way. What will happen when father's age equal to that of son? So son's age, which is x at present, will go back that much, which is equivalent to the difference. That is x from x. We have to, shall I write that of father first? That will be good, because the textbook, the question says that father's age became that of son. So y is father's age now. From that I have to subtract y minus x, the difference. So you will go back to son's age. Correct? And I have to add that, whatever I get, with that of son's age at that time. That means son's age is x, उनका भी age y minus x पीछे जाएगा. And the total is equal to 38. Now here we have to sort out another equation. The same equation will be developed. We'll think about how many y are there. Y minus y plus y minus x plus x minus x. Oh. So it is, if I write x first, 1x is there. Okay. This became plus x plus x plus x, correct? And as far as y is concerned, that became minus, oh, that will get cancelled. So x plus y minus y plus x, it is correct. What I wrote is correct. Now we can rearrange again. 2x, 3x. Right. 3x minus y is equal to 38. Right. 3x minus 38. Correct. So we got two equations, and we will substitute y, second equation, in the first one. That means y is equal to 3x minus 38. We will substitute in the first equation. That means we will write 3 into y की जगह पे 3x minus 38, x is equal to 126. So we can simply multiply this and write 9x minus 3 into 38 is equal to 114. Bracket open, minus x is equal to 126. That means 8x हो गया. 8x minus 140 plus हो जाएगा. So 8x is equal to what in 240. X is equal to 8x is equal to 240. X is equal to 240 upon 8, which is equal to 30. And we know that is x. X is considered to be the age of son today. Okay, y can be calculated from the equation 3x minus 38. We'll substitute the value of x over there, and 90 minus 38, which is equal to 52. So we got x and y both. X is son's age, and which is 30. Father's age is y, which is equal to 52. So you got the answer, and that is what is asked. You can check the answer if you simply write son's age is 30, father's age is 52 and the difference is 22 years. These are not required in the board exam, but if you have time, मेरा आंसर सही है क्या चेक करना है तो बैठ के चेक कर सकते. Simply substitute the value and see. When son will become father's age, son should become 52. That means 22 years plus to son, then 22 years plus to father. He will become 74 years old, and together it will become 126 as given in the question. The same way, father's age is when it becomes equal to son. From 52, he should go back to 30 years. That means 22 years back. So he will become 30 years, and son who is 30 years now will again minus 22 means 8 years old son would be. So 30 plus 8, 38. The second condition is also satisfied. So you will leave the exam hall thinking that I got the correct answer. You can check if time permits and you will feel the answer is correct. Okay. So this is an application of our concept of quadratic equation. A dealer sells a toy for 24 and gains as much percent of cost price of the toy. Find the cost price. Pause the video, read the question 2-3 times. Selling price is given as 24 rupees and cost price, no idea, let it be X. But one information is given. He made profit equivalent to or as much as the cost price. If you are writing the profit in percentage, it will be equal to the cost price. If cost price is X, the percent of profit is X percent or gain percent is X percent. And we know that profit percent is calculated by selling price minus cost price upon cost price into 100. That's which you are studying in 6th standard. Simply substitute in the formula. X is equal to selling price 24. Cost price is X upon X into 100, all in terms of X. So we will create an equation out of it to solve it. X square is equal to 24 minus X into 100. That means X square is equal to 24 into 100, 2400. X into 100 is 100x. Yes, we'll rewrite it as x square plus 100x, right, minus 2400 is equal to 0. Now it has come in terms of our equation. We will find out a way, either this way or that way we have to solve, either split the middle term or apply the formula or use any kind of common expansion, something like that you can do. But here you can see that 100x in 2400. So 120 into 20 will do the needed, yes. So in that case we can rewrite it as, it can be x plus 20 or it can be x plus 120 or x minus 20. This part is very common. The primary thing is converting the given sum into an equation. Once it falls into the equation, you can solve it by using the principle. So the answer can be either minus 120 or plus 20, and the thing is about profit. So he has made profit, that is why the topic of gain comes. So minus 120 money means big loss, but it is already said that he has gained. So the value of x will be 20. So cost price is 20 here. Okay, thereby we solve this also, very practical situation.
Now click on the subscription button below to subscribe the channel, then the bell button to get the notifications of the new videos. Thank you.